Now, that doesn't exclude him from having a chance to become something in the NFL, obviously. Same with Shedeur Sanders, whose stats weren't that prolific. He had good stats the last 2 years at Colorado, not necessarily great stats, but it also goes back to, okay, well, again, not great size, not great arm strength, not great mobility. I think with Drew Aller, or any player, what you want to see size, athletic ability, strength, and production.
They say pressure makes diamonds, but in the case of Shedeur Sanders, the pressure seems to be coming from every direction. Despite a record-breaking college career, elite poise in the pocket, and a football IQ well beyond his years, Shedeur continues to be the target of relentless criticism. Recently, things took a new turn when an NFL analyst made headlines by flat-out dismissing Shedeur's future potential. According to him, Shedeur lacks the physicality, the arm, and even the accuracy to thrive at the pro level. That's right, he called out the fundamentals. No nuance, no middle ground. Just a bold claim that Shedeur doesn't have what it takes to be great in the NFL.
Because there's going to be times we're going to have guys that are, Michael Williams and Shamar Stewart last year. These huge guys who had no production. And so it is always, I think, that conversation of, in a perfect world, you get both, but that is hard to find.
But the analyst didn't stop there. He doubled down, saying this isn't just about Shedeur Sanders being bad. In fact, he acknowledged that even last year, the NFL saw quarterbacks enter the draft with better size and stature, but they still didn't deliver on the field. According to him, production alone doesn't cut it, and when it comes to Shedeur, the concern goes deeper. He pointed directly at Shedeur's physicality, or what he sees as the lack of it. Yes, Shedeur might be comfortable in the pocket, he might have sharp vision and elite composure under pressure, but in the analyst's eyes, that isn't enough. He claims Shedeur doesn't show the kind of toughness or athleticism needed to withstand the physical punishment of the NFL, that he's not built to absorb hits, extend plays under real heat, or drive the ball downfield with the same intensity as some of his peers. And just when you thought the analyst's take couldn't get any hotter, he threw another wild one into the fire. He claimed that Shedeur Sanders didn't even have an extraordinary college career. Yes, you heard that right. Despite Shedeur breaking records, leading dramatic comebacks, and putting Colorado back on the national map with a level of media attention they hadn't seen in years, this analyst chose to completely dismiss all of it. According to him, the stats, the storylines, the impact, none of it was enough to qualify as extraordinary. Let's break that down.
Same with Shedeur Sanders, whose stats weren't that prolific. He had good stats the last 2 years at Colorado, not necessarily great stats.
First, when it comes to production, Shedeur Sanders' stats speak for themselves. We're talking about a quarterback who put up elite numbers behind one of the worst offensive lines in college football. He was sacked more than any other QB in the nation, and yet, he still delivered. Accuracy, timing, decision-making, these are qualities Shedeur has shown week in and week out, often under relentless pressure. Now let's talk about physicality. No, he's not built like Cam Newton or Josh Allen, but physicality isn't just about size. It's about how you handle the game physically. Shedeur has taken brutal hits, popped back up and kept going. He's shown durability, grit, and the ability to make throws while getting rocked. That's physical toughness. That's NFL DNA. And as for the idea that he can't extend plays or drive the ball, just flip on the tape. Watch the off-schedule throws. Watch the sideline lasers. Watch how he manipulates defenses with his eyes before dropping a 30-yard dime in stride. So no, the analyst might have a loud opinion, but when it comes to the facts, Shedeur Sanders is doing things that deserve a lot more respect than he's getting. And we're just getting started. Shedeur Sanders has officially taken the lead in the race for the coveted QB1 spot. That's right. While critics keep chirping, Shedeur is quietly and confidently dominating where it actually matters, on the field. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel, the quarterback many hyped up for his size, frame, and raw strength, is suddenly on shaky ground. Drafted with high hopes thanks to his build and physical presence, Gabriel is now facing serious doubts about his ability to take command of the offense. The issue? His arm strength and overall throwing performance have been far from impressive during training camp.
And it's not a knock, it's just how he plays in that spread wide open offense, and you project that to a spread wide open field. Yes, the arm may not be as strong.
The contrast couldn't be clearer. Where Gabriel was expected to shine, he's faltering. And where Shedeur was doubted, he's thriving. And how is Shedeur Sanders responding to all this noise? By letting his game do the talking. Shedeur has been locked in during every single practice session, quietly, methodically, and confidently dismantling every doubt thrown his way. Observers at training camp have described his performance as nothing short of elite. He's not just throwing well, he's throwing dimes. Precision, timing, poise, it's all there. But one moment really stood out. During a recent session, Shedeur dropped back, scanned the field, and delivered an absolute laser to his tight end on a deep corner route toward the back pylon. The coverage? Tight. A linebacker was trailing underneath, and a corner was pressing the receiver. It was one of those plays that most quarterbacks don't even attempt. But Shedeur didn't just attempt it, he threaded the needle. At this point in training camp, it's becoming crystal clear. Shedeur Sanders has taken the spotlight, while Gabriel is struggling to even keep up. Shedeur's flawless accuracy on deep balls has been turning heads, and it's not just about touch, it's about mechanics. His long levers, natural arm strength, and cool pocket presence are giving him the edge. Gabriel, on the other hand, just hasn't matched that level of execution. He's had trouble pushing the ball downfield, especially when the heat's turned up. Under pressure or in tight coverage, those deep throws just aren't landing, and that's raising eyebrows. Now, even some of the same analysts who once hyped Gabriel for his size are starting to question his ceiling. They're pointing out that his arm limitations and inability to deliver in chaos might be too much to overcome at the NFL level.
Gets the ball out, he's accurate. As far as how does that translate to the National Football League, I just don't see it. I don't know why. I'm sure he's a great kid, he plays his ass off, he's a winner. But when I watch him on tape, nothing really excites me about his game other than the fact that he's pretty accurate, got a quick arm.
Right now, Shedeur Sanders is a dominant force in Cleveland. He's not just in the conversation, he's leading it. Inside the Browns camp, Shedeur is being widely regarded as the likely starter this season. Coaches are impressed, teammates are bought in, and more analysts are beginning to say it out loud. Shedeur Sanders is the one to watch at the quarterback position this year. His rise has been undeniable. The poise, the arm talent, the decision-making under pressure, it's all there. And with every practice rep, every perfect throw, every high IQ read, Shedeur is proving he belongs. But of course, not everyone is celebrating. In a league where opinions shift with every headline, Shedeur Sanders is quietly rewriting the narrative on his own terms. Despite facing an overwhelming wave of criticism from certain corners of the media, he hasn't flinched. He hasn't lashed out. He hasn't made it personal. Instead, Shedeur has let the work speak for itself, and right now, that work is screaming volumes. From his dominant presence in training camp to the high-level throws that most rookies wouldn't even attempt, Shedeur is showing the kind of maturity, skill, and command that separates good quarterbacks from future stars. Every time he steps onto the field, he's checking another box. Deep ball accuracy, pocket composure, timing, leadership, and, above all, production under pressure. Meanwhile, the same people who once doubted him are being forced to take a second look, because it's no longer about potential or upside. It's about results, and Shedeur is delivering them in real time. Yes, there will always be skeptics. Yes, there will always be those who minimize his success, question his physical tools, or chalk it up to hype. But at some point, even the loudest critics will have to admit what's becoming clearer by the day. Shedeur Sanders is built for this. He's not just chasing a starting job, he's claiming it. He's not just looking to prove people wrong, he's out to prove himself right. And if his current trajectory continues, we're not just looking at the Browns' next QB1. we might be witnessing the early rise of one of the NFL's next great quarterbacks. And trust me, you're going to want to be there for it. What do you think about Shedeur Sanders? Is he the real deal and ready to take over as the Browns' QB1? Or do you still have questions about his game? Do you agree with the analysts who see star potential, or with those who think he's overhyped? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop your opinions, hot takes, and predictions in the comments section below, and let's get the conversation going. Is Shedeur Sanders the future of the NFL, or just another name in the mix? Let us know in the comments section below.